Always great to see you, Colleen.
Always great. Always great. Merry Christmas, by the way.
Same to you. Same to you. Real estate in 2024. What are we looking at here? Housing prices and demand. Let's recap.
Yeah, so 2024 was a year of huge changes in the real estate market. We went from quite even stale and people really holding on to their back pockets to where we are seeing now we're going back to multiple offers. So where we're at, though, is the fact that with the lack of inventory, we are still seeing, though, that housing prices and demand are there. So unlike other areas of the country, like Toronto, like Montreal, like Vancouver, Ottawa has stayed pretty stable, actually, and we are seeing even a growth now yet again. So I know that a lot of our viewers here, the sky's falling, the Chicken Little kind of story.
Right.
Ottawa is very stable in the fact that we are a government town. We have a lot of government positions and everything else. So we have a tendency to be a little safer in our own little bubble than other Canadian cities. So that's what we're seeing right now.
Very nice. The trend is kind of Ottawa's persona when it comes to the real estate market. That's kind of steady, reliable growth, slow and steady wins the race. How about supply chain and construction challenges?
So where we're seeing this is a huge challenge, and I know that maybe our viewers haven't heard. The fact is that we are very low on trade. We're trying to get people back into the trades, back into electricians and workers that are actually there using their hammers and the plumbers out there. So there's a real concern about some of the lack of trades that are coming back into the market. So we're trying to encourage, those kids out there. It's not necessarily always doctors and lawyers. We could really use some trades.
Right.
And so what we're finding is that the builders are not always making the match for the time constraints that they have. So when I work with buyers, quite frequently actually, they're like, okay, Colleen, I need to move by June. And I'm like, did your builders say that? Because they're really struggling in able to meeting the supply chain and the fact that we have more and more people moving to Ottawa because Ottawa, let's be honest, Ottawa's one of the best cities ever. So people are moving here and we can't keep up with the housing crisis that we do have. So this is also a reason why we are seeing homes going for over asking or that builders are really struggling to meet that demand due to the fact that we've got to have people to build them and we don't have people actually building them out there. So they're struggling.
Yeah, we hear that from developers all the time that contractors are so busy right now and they can't handle all the projects. But you're right. For those looking for a job, it's a good one to have because they're making money right now. Technology and smart homes, that was a recent trend this year, right?
Absolutely. This is going to become more and more, and it's a huge thing. So it's not just your smart heater, right, like your Nest on your heat, but also being able to have speakers and being able to control your phone remotely. Because as we go back to work, whether we want to or not, we still have to get back to the office. Being able to control the heat and the temperature remotely is actually a huge selling feature. And what's really interesting is the fact that it's actually not that expensive.
Right. And it can save you a ton of money.
It can save you a ton of money. So being able to talk and for, the moms out there to be able to say, vacuum my home before I get there, turn on and off the lights. Those are all assets that you can share to your buyers, and it also allows for you to have an easier time at home as well.
That's right. We have lots more to come here on our Ask the Expert segment with Colleen. Trends for 2024 and maybe what we're going to see in 2025.
Absolutely.
This one was a big talker this year, interest rates. Watch them come down.
That was a huge conversation. Everybody was really scared about some of the hikes that we saw earlier in this period in 2024. And now again, with two major changes, again, you saw that the Bank of Canada went down another point. And so we're at 3.25. So we've seen continued drops in interest rates to to allow for people to gain back access to the market. Another big change, and maybe some of the viewers feel a cringe when I say this, yet we opened up the market to some of the higher homes, so that people, what the mindset was, I am going to sell my townhome and move to a bigger home now that it's more affordable. So what Bank of Canada did in the mortgage conversation was, now we don't have to put 20% down for a home that is up to 1.5 million. Now I know for a lot of our viewers, 1.5 million, yet for some people, they can't afford that, and it just creates that shuffle to open up the lower market as well.
Okay.
So that was a huge change, and something that we are seeing people now moving away from the smaller home to bigger homes.
Yeah, helping them get in the game as well. And then the condo market, what's that looking like?
So the condo market is really interesting. There are two components of that. What we are seeing is, first, the condo market, it's a market that we are seeing not only first-time home buyers and the fact that the ease of living and being able to enjoy just getting into a home. What we're also seeing now, a big trend this year, is the fact that people are now downsizing. All our baby boomers going, you know what, I want to move south for 6 months. I don't want to worry about some of the property and the things that go around with home ownership. So we're seeing condo market actually really come up to a new level where they're like, now I've got my own gym, now I've got a pool, and now I can lock the door and walk away if I want to travel abroad during certain months. So this market, we are seeing a huge increase in.
People are rethinking it because it took a hit for a little bit there.
Yep.
And the rental market, I'm assuming that's doing fairly okay as well.
Yep. The rental market, we're seeing actually an exponential issue with the fact that they have to fight for the... There is many... When you talk about rentals, I warn people, make sure that you have your finances in order and get ready to possibly multi-bid on it, because it is a rare find for a good rental.
Certainly. And mixed family or joining up family homes.
Yes. We talked about that quite frequently with you and Missy and Rosie, is the fact that this is the biggest trend that we are going to see in 2025. More families are saying, let's join forces.
Yeah.
And you've got mom and dad living in a separate unit, yet you've got childcare there, and then also the families that are there, they can also make sure that mom and dad don't end up being in a home.
Yeah.
And so we're seeing a huge trend, and I think you're going to see more and more of that in 2025.
Okay, more of that to come, multi-generational living. All right. That was wonderful, Colleen. Thank you so much for being with us. Always appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas when it comes.
Merry Christmas.
We'll see you in
Happy
the new year.
holidays to everyone out there.
Excellent.